Hidden Gems to Watch on Netflix, Part 1. Snowpiercer is a movie about the next ice age where there's only one train left that goes around the entire world. The movie takes on class in a super interesting way, how the back of the train is poor and the front of the train is rich. And it has Chris Evans. Part 5. Z Nation, the sci-fi original, is one of the two only zombie series to ever broadcast on cable television. And unlike its super famous, super serious counterpart, The Walking Dead, Z Nation is a little bit goofier take. The show has stuff like a humongous roll of cheese that just kills a lot of stuff. A giant snowball of zombies that kills a lot of stuff. The Liberty Bell that kills a lot of stuff. All jokes aside, the show is hilarious and it's a totally fun ride, and it has 4 seasons, so why not binge it? Part 7. The Bad Batch is about a girl named Arlen who's trying to survive a post-apocalyptic Texas. The movie has a super weird fun vibe, as well as has pre-Aquaman, cannibalistic Jason Momoa, and Keanu Reeves. Part 8. Ash vs. the Evil Dead is a hilariously gory show. It's a continuation of the old Evil Dead franchise, which were really scary movies. The show centers around Ash Williams from the old movies, as well as Pablo and Kelly as they go around the country and fight evil. The show is super gory and has tons of practical effects. The amount of gore in this show will make any gore fan absolutely geek. Part 9. Sleight is an awesome underrated film on Netflix. The movie is an old school story about a kid who's selling drugs just to get off the block, but with a twist. He's acting as a single parent to his little sister, as well as he's a street magician. The movie is fairly slow action-wise, but gets really crazy when he has to mix magic and drug lords to save his little sister. Part 10. Circle is an awesome Netflix thriller. The premise of the movie follows a bunch of random people from different backgrounds who are brought together and put in a circle. Those people have to keep voting on one person to kill. They have to choose who to kill down to one final person. The movie is absolutely wild and you definitely won't expect the ending. Part 11. Raven is a super fun action movie. The story follows a logger, Jason Momoa, and his family as they get caught by a bunch of drug traffickers in the middle of the wilderness. They don't have a bunch of machine guns and stuff, so they have to make do with what they have. To use all these different dynamic ways of fighting all these bad guys, it's a really fun movie for sure. Part 12. Iron Sky: The Coming Race is a sequel to an absolutely insane movie about Nazis on the moon. This time, as the world's power's running out, they have to find a way to the center of the earth to get a possible power source. In doing so, they find the secret Nazi army in the middle of the world. The movie is batshit crazy and has reptile Hitler riding a T-Rex, but it's really fun and really good. Part 13? Takers is by far one of my favorite heist films ever. The movie follows a group of bank robbers after one of them just got out of jail and has a new heist. The movie is awesome, as well as has a bunch of really cool people. Paul Walker, Idris Elba, T.I., and even Chris Brown. I wonder if he throws a punch in this movie. Part 14. Code 8 is a super awesome sci-fi movie that has a really cool backstory. It actually began as a short film, ended up getting crowdfunded with crazy amounts of money, then it actually ended up being a full feature-length film on Netflix. The movie is about a kind of post-apocalyptic future where people have different powers, but they're outlaws because of them. They are hunted by these crazy-ass robots. Part 15. The Take, otherwise known as Bastille Day, is an awesome movie. It's about a pickpocket who steals the wrong purse, ends up having a bomb in it, that wraps him up into a huge anti-terrorist investigation with the GOAT, Idris Elba. Part 16. Santa Clarita Diet is an awesome horror comedy show. Drew Barrymore is a realtor who becomes a zombie. Her and her husband have to kill people and clean it up. And did I mention they have a talking head in their basement? Part 17. A Long Dumb Road is a really good, really simple movie. The movie follows a photographer as well as a down-on-his-luck mechanic as they try to make their way to LA. It has a really simple premise, but a really deep storyline and a great theme, so go check it out. Part 18. USA's The Colony is a really interesting show. The show is about an alien invasion, but somehow it's even more complicated. This invasion is actually super similar to the Nazis, as there are both collaborators and people fighting back for freedom. Part 19. Hunt for the Wilder People is funny as hell. It's about a foster kid who's terrible. He finally goes to one out in the middle of nowhere, where him and his new foster dad cause a nationwide manhunt as they get lost in the New Zealand wilderness. Part 20. What Keeps You Alive is a seriously awesome movie. As a woman goes up into the woods with her wife, she starts to notice something very, very wrong. This is easily one of the most thrilling and suspenseful movies out there. Part 23. I Don't Feel Home in This World Anymore is both a mouthful and an insane Netflix original. As a depressed woman only starts to see terribleness in the world, she wants to do something good. So her and her crazy neighbor, played by Elijah Wood, start to be vigilantes. But things get disastrous when they fuck with the wrong group of criminals. Part 24. The Intouchables is an awesome French film. The movie follows a rich quadriplegic man who's completely out of touch, but he takes a chance on a fairly unqualified caretaker and he ends up having a completely different outlook on life. This movie was so good that it actually got an American remake with Kevin Hart and Bryan Cranston, but there's absolutely no argument that the original is much better. Part 26. The Red Sea Diving Resort is an awesome movie based on a true story. The movie follows a group of international agents who use a hotel to sneak a bunch of refugees into Israel. And if you like Chris Evans, he's shirtless in this movie. A lot. Hidden Gems to watch on Netflix, Part 28. Shot Caller is an intense one. People say when you go into the prison system, it's almost impossible to get out, and this movie proves it. A lawyer ends up going to prison after he kills someone in a DUI. After having to join a gang in prison, he starts to do small tasks, and those tasks eventually add up to him being a shot caller. And when rival gang members try to kill his family when he's on the inside, he has to protect his family while being in prison.